I am talking today with Cheyenne Grace. She has ties to Eastern Idaho and she has a new Christmas album that's going to be released on Black Friday. It's called Home for Christmas and it's traditional Christmas songs. Cheyenne, thanks for taking it
Hi.
with me today. Good to talk to
Yeah,
you.
of course. Thanks for having me.
This is a project you've been working on for what, several months, a year?
Yeah, I think about this time last year, I was out at our ranch in Idaho and we were, you know, just cooking and having a good time. And I always am in charge of the Christmas music, and I just could not find a playlist that didn't have, all of the new remixes for Christmas music and just the classic Christmas music. And I sat down with my dad one day and I was like, I really just want just the classic songs that like everyone just thinks of and they're like, Christmas. And he said, let's make it happen. He said, sounds like a great idea. Let's make it happen. And so in May, I had the pleasure of going to Prague, and the orchestra out there, that they're just amazing. And we recorded the strings for it. And I walked in, it was a funny story. I walked in and I got introduced to the composer and everything and all that stuff. And then they started playing, they were practicing, and I just started crying. It was so beautiful, and I just felt so blessed to be there. And it's my dad told me, he was like, they're really, really good. And if you don't match up with them, we're gonna do it next year. We're gonna wait till you're as good as, and so it doesn't sound like they're overplaying you. But I just felt so blessed to be there. And so yeah, it's been like a good year process for us, but it's been great and I've learned so much. So
I've heard clips of some of the music. And yes, they are very traditional. And you have a beautiful voice, by the
thank
way.
you so much. Thank you.
You've got songs like I'll Be Home for Christmas, obviously,
Yes.
the name of the album, but you've got some other ones. How
Mhm.
many tracks are there total?
I have 10 tracks total.
You mentioned you worked with your dad. Is it okay if I say you're the daughter of Glenn Beck?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
How did you like the experience of working with your dad?
Oh, it was so great. We had such a great bonding time. I've always been a mama's girl, and as I got older, especially because I'm 18 and next year I'm a senior in high school and I'm going to be graduating. And when I got older, I really started being like, I need to spend more time with my dad. And it was just fantastic being able to bond with him like this. We have so many inside jokes from this whole process, and it's just been great. I mean, he's such a great dad, and I'm so blessed to have him as my dad.
I'm sure he's gotten a great delight out of working with you as well. Yeah, what a cool experience though, and to be just out of high school or soon to be out of high school and
Yes.
having an
Yeah.
experience like this, like what a cool thing. That's not something that a lot of kids your age have on their resume at this
Yes,
point in their life.
I feel so blessed, so fortunate.
You guys, your family has ties to Eastern Idaho. You're
Yes.
spending Thanksgiving. You said you're not in Idaho this year. You're
No, we're not.
your family in another part of the country, but any with it being Thanksgiving, any Thanksgiving traditions in the Beck family?
Oh, my personal favorite is the morning after Thanksgiving. Um my dad pulls out a waffle maker and we put all of the Thanksgiving leftovers into a waffle maker. And we all have Thanksgiving food waffles. It's great. It's fantastic. I love Thanksgiving so much.
Nice. Thanksgiving casserole waffle.
Oh yeah. It's actually way better than you think it is. It's fantastic. It's so good.
And you literally put it all in there. The
Oh yeah,
turkey.
my dad says, "What do you want?" He puts it all in there, makes you a waffle, you eat it. It's fantastic. It's so good. I highly recommend.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds really interesting. I understand you've done like some acting in the past as well. In
Yes.
fact, I was looking up your Instagram account and you have some clips on there of you performing a number in, I think it's Oliver Twist. Is that the
Yes.
one?
Yes.
So when did the acting bug bite you?
So I was a ballet dancer for a long time, from I think 5 to 13, 12, 13. Um, and I always grew up being like, I want to be a professional ballet dancer. Like I just love ballet, and I started falling out of it. It wasn't it just wasn't for me. And I loved dancing, but just the whole environment of ballet, it just wasn't for me. And so I told my mom, I was like, I can't do it anymore. And I saw this audition posted for this show called Newsies, which is one of my favorite shows, favorite musicals ever. I mean, I love it. And I saw an audition for it and I was like, oh my gosh, mom, this would be so cool. And it's probably 30 minutes from our house in Texas. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to do it. So we called them because the auditions had already passed. And we were like, can we audition? And they were like, no, but we have Mary Poppins Jr. coming up. And I was like, okay. And so I auditioned for Mary Poppins Jr. and I got in the ensemble. And I just fell in love with the way we could touch audiences and the way that you can bring, like, especially because I started an ensemble, you play 8 different characters at a time and you get to just be a different person all throughout the show. You get to explore the certain, special parts of a character. You get to make your own character, you get to be creative, and you get to dance as well. It brings in both. And so as I started going, I love singing now, and I love that I can connect to an audience on a deeper level using my talents that God gave me. And it just, I love acting. I love it all. It makes me feel great. So, the what? What about Lucy? Oh, yeah. Also, I've always been called Lucy, like Lucille Ball. My dad has always called me that growing up because I just make funny faces, I guess. I'm just a very cartoonish character in real life sometimes. And so, it's kind of always been in my family. But I'm blessed because my dad was into acting before he got into radio. And so he's kind of mentored me through my career. So,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Do you guys have,
Yeah, I got an extra hand, so it's good.
you guys have plans to work together on some kind of theatrical production or something?
Not at the moment. I think, I keep telling him, I'm like, you need to do a show with me. And he's like, no, no, no. And I'm like, no, you need to do one with me. But, if something like that happens in the future, I'll let you know. It'll be fun.
So what are your
Yes.
plans after high school?
I'm planning actually to move up to Utah. So I want to move up to Sandy, and work at Hale Theater. Um, I really took an interest to their theater, and I've never been one for college, for school in general. And so, I took it upon myself to look into colleges and kind of get the feel of it, and I just wasn't feeling like that was the right path for me. And, I looked into Hale and I saw one of their shows a couple years ago and I just felt so drawn to them. And so I'm gonna move out there, and because I love a new environment. I love being able to find out who I am on my own and, being around new people and everything. And so I'm planning to move out there and just kind of figure out my life and, get a job obviously and hopefully maybe work for Hale. We'll see how that goes. But, I'd really love the chance to audition for them at least. So yeah.
Well, it's been a pleasure to chat with you and get to know you a little bit. Um,
Yeah.
the album, again, it's called Home for Christmas. Comes out Black Friday. People can download that anywhere they download music, right?
Yes.
It's just out there available.
Yes. All streaming platforms.
Um, anything else you want to add before we wrap this up?
Um, yeah, I mean, I have the pleasure of opening for King and Country, the band, at their performance December 18th at the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville. So if you want to get tickets or anything, I mean that's what? No. That's where I'm performing on the 18th. So
Oh, well, very
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Cheyenne, been a pleasure. Have a happy holiday season and happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, you too. Thank you so much.